not really comparable. They're just completely different. I like this new kind of can I think of the word? This style of storytelling, the anthology style. I think that's pretty interesting, and I thought each adventure did a pretty good job of fitting into its little genre. I was kind of the opposite though. I thought the middle one was definitely the weakest of the three, but that might just be a personal preference thing for like tone.
I'm a big Nermathis fan, so maybe I was biased.
It's also
Yeah, and
where
see,
I
Nermathis
stand.
is one of the few countries where I'm just like, it's there. I don't know that much about it, but
Multhoon sympathizer. Yeah, it's fine.
I liked chapter 1 the best, and then chapter 3, and I liked chapter 2 the least.
I think 2 was, and I'm probably going to say this again later. I think 2 was the most jarring just because the nature of the PCs for the second one is so different from the other two.
You get a chance to be Team Evil.
Yes, and that can go left very easily.
Well, there are consensus that it talked about when playing an evil party. Like, you've all agreed to work together. You're all going to behave in the sense that you are going to destroy this fort.
I'm going to go grab the stuff. I will be right back.
No problem. Let me send out the alerts while we're waiting.
These maps are good.
Cobalt DM did a fantastic job. He really took it up a notch from what the module had. Iron is in the Deep South, so he is most likely wrestling that man for his food. Or it was delivered by alligator.
Mm.
Okay, I have returned.
Alrighty. So, how do you want to start us off, Iron? What do you want to discuss first? Are we going to do this story by story, or are we going to answer your questions on what in particular the elements of the story? Are we going to discuss who Erasni is? Because she seems very important. And I basically did not know who she was till I started reading.
Neither did I. We could probably just go story by story. Discuss 1, 2, and 3 as in depth as we feel like we need to. Three was a little bit troublesome for me because dungeon reading and
You know what Castlevania boss rush is, right?
I mean, yeah.
I was actually a big fan of that.
Like, it became easier once I understood what was happening. But yeah, I guess we can start with, well, let me pull it up. Yes, we can start with chapter 1. Chapter 1. I'm going to use Adventure Path parlance a lot, and it's going to be wrong every time.
Do you want us to introduce ourselves before we get started?
Especially our guest, who has generously given us his time, not only from being a father, but also away from his own channel he could be working on.
Absolutely. Everybody, introduce yourselves, where we can find you and what you are up to.
I'll go ahead and go
And-
first.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. My name is Phil, and I run the channel Podfinder here on YouTube. I'm focused mostly on lore, but I do a little bit of dabbling in mechanics when doing some video formatted player's guides. So taking a look at adventures or campaigns and kind of giving players the background lore they need and some mechanical options that might be, thematically appropriate for certain stories. But I really liked Claws, so I'm excited to talk about this one.
Could that have anything to do with your Super Halloween special that you did on Tarbafon that everyone knows about?
It may be related, yes. 3 hours about an ancient undead wizard does tend to make you excited when lore updates drop about him.
Mm.
All right, I will go next. I am Iron Bear Jones. You can find me over on Blue Sky, ironbearjones.bsky.social. You can also find me on the blog that I never write anything for that I absolutely should because I keep being reminded that I'm supposed to. At ironbeargames.wordpress.com. I am just an opinionated bear on the internet with absolutely no qualifications whatsoever, but that's fine.
That's not true. You're an excellent marketer.
I don't know if I'd admit to that in public.
I'll go next. I am Nick Drake. I go by the same name on YouTube. Most of the content you will find is on Bramble's channel with me, but I do work with Roll for Combat and have experience in the editing, proofreading, and overall design of adventures and otherwise. So I am opinionated, and yes.
Now, Nick, didn't you finish a campaign recently? Jewel of the Indigo Isles?
We'll be done in 2 weeks, but yeah.
Bramble could be louder. Sorry about that. I will adjust. Alright, my name is Bramble Bear. I talk a lot about Starfinder, and Starfinder has become popular lately. I think we're going to do a hard launch pretty soon, and I shall be running Murder in Metal City for some people, and hopefully both Mythkeeper and Podfinder will be able to join. I've got to get that set up in the next month's time, but I'm really looking forward to it. Pulp noir in a sort of red cyber city sort of town, planet like Abalon. I definitely don't have a 2-hour video of lore coming up in the works. No, sir.
When will that video that's definitely not coming up be released?
Definitely not the 31st, the start of Gen Con. That would be terrible in self-promotion. I don't do that.
The shreds, you say? All right, gentlemen. So we are here to discuss the latest product from Paizo, Claws of the Tyrant. Paizo usually doesn't break from format, at least they haven't for the remaster. Everything has been one AP after another. So Claws of the Tyrant is very much a departure from the usual adventure path. Instead of just a single continuous campaign, it's more or less one story separated into a trio of standalone adventures for 1st, 7th, and 18th level, if I got that right.
Yep.
So, let's begin with the first adventure.
Okay.
And I don't have the title.
Graveland Survivors.
Graveland Survivors, yes. So, Graveland Survivors finds the PCs huddled in a crypt for 6 years.
And none of them know each other. They have zero influence with each other. I'm already really feeling this story.
So, you are stuck in this crypt after the fall of a town called Yua's Hope. And one day things get bad and you have to leave.
How could they get
Probably
more
should have
bad
said.
than a
Probably
nuclear
should have said
bomb?
this up front. I mean, well, it's survival horror. Things can always be worse. That is a genre rule that nobody can change. So I probably should have said this up front, but spoilers. If you're not a GM, turn off your brain for a second.
Or don't watch this at all. We're going
Or
to
don't watch it at all.
extensively speaking on spoilers throughout this.
Absolutely. So everything is fine until somebody turns and everybody freaks out, and suddenly this place is no longer safe. Now, you mentioned earlier that, hey, these people don't know each other. As written, I can see where you would get that. This is one of those ones that's going to take a little bit of, what's the word?
Suspension of disbelief.
I would have
a little bit of that too.
I would have preferred better context, that the influence was actually geared towards having the people accept you as the next leader, rather than just generic influence of the subsystem. That would have felt a bit better. if it was just steered towards that direction.
I am of the opinion that the intro is pretty good. I think it quickly shows the players that this is an unforgiving land, and they may think that they have been safe here, but they are not. And I think it lights that fire under them that propels this story, the Graveland Survivors.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good too. I appreciate that. Assuming your players are willing to play along and not have anybody who like accidentally picked like a create food or water equivalent spell at a lower level, if it ever gets power crept or something, then it's like, oh no, we just straight up have to leave, because if we stay, we will starve, and there's no avoiding that fact. So I think it's a good forced motivation on the PCs that really, emphasizes the desperation of their situation.
Okay, general question. If you were to run this as the beginning of a longer campaign, what would you add or change?
Like, are you talking about plug and play? Like we're putting this into our homebrew, or
just either or. Normal? Like I feel like these are more geared towards homebrew campaigns.
But you're talking like using this as the starting point to then take these PCs on more adventures?
Yes. Because I can't imagine that a group of first level PCs would survive this and then just not want to play those PCs again.
You kind of have to come into this with like a specific expectation. Like, I think you would need to tell your players when you are playing this that you are playing 3 different parties across this adventure set, and you are leaving each of these parties to experience another story in this grand tapestry that they've got going on. And if you wanted to take these PCs further, there's nothing from stopping you from homebrewing. I think that they have the motivation, they have it, and just grab the Gravelands lore and you're off to the races.
Yeah, go nuts with it. I mean, the one thing I would probably suggest is like, if you're playing through this and your players have come to the realization near the end that like they just want to keep going, I would say finish Graveland Survivors first. Run your level 7, run your level 18. And then, because relatively little time has passed between all 3 adventures, then pick it up after that. I would say, okay, now your players have had a chance to experience, mid and high level play. The story is resolved, so you don't really have to worry about your players accidentally messing with the lore in some weird way. And now you can just kind of go nuts in the Gravelands and, open up your Knights of Last Wall and your Book of the Dead, and you're good to go at that point. I don't know that I would really change much in terms of the opening or most of this campaign. I think it's a pretty solid start. I guess if I knew my players were going to be interested, I would probably seed even more things like the orcs that you run into throughout the like quest through the Gravelands, just so there's little levers that you can pull down the line.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm.
If I had the chance and people actually did want to continue these level 1, level 2s, or whatever they end up being at the end, perhaps after the story is complete, Erasni revisits the people who helped her reclaim the canopic jars or bloodstones, and it's just like, you want to fight Tar-Baphon and get him back for what he did to your people and to your mentor and everything, and that woman. Well, I'm giving you that chance, and maybe that's the spark of mythic power that happens for next year when, you build your PCs to take on Tar-Baphon. Maybe that's them down the road. It's a quite a bit away. I'm projecting a little bit.
The only thing I can see adding to this, for at least me and the players that I usually run with, is making the social bit for the beginning have a little bit more meaning. It would definitely lean this more into more role playing than combat, probably. But I think that interconnectivity is what kind of makes this interesting, or potentially interesting, because they just dump a whole bunch of stat blocks and text on you.
I think the Kitsune family is very appropriate with being rangers and whatnot in the area. You have the orphans of people who died in the apocalypse, essentially. I'm not exaggerating when I say that. It was pretty much a magic nuke. The bards, I'd lose the bards.
Poor bards.
You're
You're too noisy. Go away.
The only reason I'd use them is for a morally gray decision to say, go play over there, then run in the opposite direction. I'm sorry.
Terrible.
I'm a morally gray bear.
Okay. So, that brings us to adventure number 2, Ashes for Ozone.
That's it. That's all we're saying about number 1.
What about
just
the canopic jars?
the
man.
The first scene. There's a lot more.
There's
a lot
way more going on here.
This man comes forward and says, I don't have any secrets. Why do you think I have secrets? Don't go looking in my room. Now let's help this dead woman.
To be fair, I don't think he's being shady. I mean, why would he bring that up? He was sworn to secrecy.
Right.
And it's just like, yeah, okay. This probably doesn't have anything to do with this completely unrelated apocalypse.
Yep.
Like, no, I'm being serious. Like, for all he knows, like, why would he bring that up?
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
You know, like, he doesn't know that it's a Razni's jar. He just knows that his boss said, hey, this is important. Don't let anybody get it.
And he never thought, maybe I'm going to open it and see what's in the jar.
I mean, you've taken an oath before a goddess. I don't know that I would.
Do you want a melted face? It seems like a good way to get a melted face. Yeah, there's a lot more to story 1.
It's like Odysseus and the windbag. Don't open the windbag.
Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Ah, yes. I love that book. But yeah, this guy has a huge destiny ahead of him, and then he gets chunked. And then suddenly that's your destiny. And that's the thing that really throws you into the anthology, is you have this MacGuffin that came from Erasni's body. And Erasni is incredibly important because she used to be the herald of the god of humanity, Erodin. And Erodin is special because he made Taldor, and Taldor is the best nation.
I was with you right up until that last part.
Yeah, no comment. Well, what I like is that the players have absolutely no context for what this MacGuffin is. There is absolutely no way that they would reasonably be able to figure out what this thing is or why it's important. They just know, weird magic thing. Better take it with us.
Not even from the note? It says to keep it safe. There's no, like,
I mean,
information.
Hang on. I'm opening my copy.
No sweat. No sweat. I've got mine open as well. I have highlighted so many things.
They do give it... Okay, no, I was wrong. You're right. The note does pretty clearly state what it is. I don't know that they would fully understand the context, because unless they're followers of... I mean, one of them is probably a follower of Iomide, so they might know some of this history.
Mm-hmm.
They probably know some of the names, even if they don't have all the context. So yeah, you're right. This note definitely gives them some context. I don't know that they would fully understand the gravity of the situation.
The bloodstones must be kept safe at all cost, but there's only one. Do we need to collect them like an anime? Is that what we're doing? We just get the one.
I mean, they only need to defend the one.
So he has been passed this destiny from his master, and now he is passing it to you. So this is a huge implication. You need to get out, not only for yourself, but because this thing can't fall into the hands of Tar-Baphon. Because didn't Tar-Baphon control Erasni at one point, like Geb did? She's led. Oh, go ahead.
No, he never controlled her. He desecrated her corpse. There's some unpleasant undertones to the terminology that are lessened quite a bit in second edition. But he basically tortured and murdered her and then used her corpse essentially just as a trophy until he threw it back among the knights to break their morale. But he never really did anything in terms of control. Geb was the one who, resurrected her, turned her into a lich, did all that horrible stuff, and now she just wants revenge on both of them.
Okay. I was under the impression that Tar-Baphon did all that, and then when he was done with her, Geb was just like, I'll take that.
No, Geb is way more messed up because she's just, she's just dead. Like, she's at peace, essentially. I mean, she's angry, but like, she's just dead. And he's like, oh, these knights, they messed with me. Okay, time to do the impossible and bring back a soul that metaphysically shouldn't be able to be brought back. But I'm going to do it anyway because I'm Geb.
So she was judged by Framrasma, and he still pulled her back?
She had already been judged and turned into an angel, and then her angel form was killed, which should have destroyed her permanently, or not, at least not allowed her to have been resurrected. But he did it anyway because he's awesome. Well, awesomely powerful. He's a terrible person.
Well, that clears it up. Thank you. So, you have this mythic destiny now. Not mythic destiny. You have this incredible destiny now. And to help you are all these ordinary people who have been surviving with you the entire time.
I think going back to the town is real impactful.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to see like the blacksmiths things that they left before, when they were running. I think that the atmosphere that this sort of portrays is really good. It's like opening a vault in a Fallout game.
Mm-hmm.
And it has that same impact as like Fallout 3, you're finally going out into the wasteland. And I think showing the way that they show the world and the desolation that has been befallen their previous homeland, I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
The fights are whatever. They're not the best in the world, but I don't think that really matters. I think the scenes that they're setting and the atmosphere that they're trying to portray is really shown through.
Yeah, this was one thing that I actually considered changing, was splitting the social challenge into two parts. One part that's kind of convincing people to even go out and explore the town, and then another part that is taking the experience in the town and using that to convince people, like, look, we need to go and you need to follow us. This is all this trauma we have now collectively experienced. Let's use that in our role play and then head out. Because I think you're right. There's a ton of fertile ground for just fascinating role play and, back and forth, big dramatic moments and reveals, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm. Also, shout out to the Foundry team for actually giving us maps. The original Crypt did not have a map in the PDF or the hardcover.
I think there's only 6 maps total in the PDF. Maybe it's 5.
And most of them are in book 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Kobold DM, good job.
Oh, yes. This definitely takes it up several points in my mind. And I already thought
This is actually
highly.
This is actually my first time seeing the Foundry VTT module for this. I haven't looked at it yet.
I especially appreciated this one because this map is like a bunch of miniature maps in the book. So
Yeah,
this was extremely helpful.
they spliced them together and made one super map, which is really helps the scale of the town. That someone opened a door.
That was me. Sorry.
That's
No,
okay.
the really cool thing though is if you like open some of these scenes, like if you go to where the yeast ooze is, and you click the little barrel there, there's a little toggle button. The second you walk into the room, your players walk into the room, you just hit the sound, and it should just start any music or do any of that. I think it's very easy to manage.
They've been getting much better with the iconography, which really helps.
One thing that I noticed for the Foundry module that I don't think I've ever seen before is they have play buttons in the journal.
Yeah.
So if there's like ambiance or something, it's already in the title and there's a play button for it. So you don't have to go rooting through folders looking for music.
I do that on my own when I do my Foundry modules. I just attach them to like the map or the whatever portion of the module I'm in. I'll just drag it into that and just play it. But this is way easy because it's already pre-selected for what sounds and atmosphere they're trying to go for every scene.
Mm-hmm. Hercules is asking, Hercules is asking, would you use safety tools with this particular anthology before you step out of the crypt? In case of, the graphic descriptors, the undead, the hordes and hordes of misaligned people. This is a very desperate, desolate land. This is the brunt and the height of Tarbathon's power. It could upset some people.
I mean, I'd use them before I even started this adventure or even chose this adventure.
Yeah.
Because like you 2 doesn't really, second adventure doesn't really have it, but the third one definitely could have it again. I don't remember the enemy types. They're not as creepy, but yeah, if you've got a squeamish player, I mean, it's kind of like if you got somebody who doesn't like spiders and you're going to go play like anything with the laying spiders, maybe pick something else.
It's definitely a session 0 conversation for sure.
Or even before. Yeah. I mean, going in and describing how mangled a corpse is or something is someone's not in for it. But I think you probably wouldn't want to play this campaign anyways if that's the type of person you are.
Yeah.
I know that they did not do that for Wardens of Wildwood, and there is some extreme body horror in that campaign.
Oh, I misunderstood his question. He was actually asking, would you do a prologue to show the town in its, its previous state before the, everything is destroyed, just to give them some context of what you were looking at?
Oh, absolutely, I would. I think this kind of goes back to leaning more into the more role-playing aspect of this first adventure, because then you could establish certain connections between the PCs and these 13 NPCs.
Yeah, you could just do an in media res intro of the town being under attack and then them all running to the bunker and then 6-year time skip.
I would do that, or I could maybe see even before, like during the funeral prep portion of the campaign, maybe just have some interactions with the NPCs where you get to experience some flashbacks of their life, you know? So like you really do start in the claustrophobia of the crypt, but you get to see the memories of what came before.
Well, that's actually very good. That way you can find out that the blacksmith lady had her own shop uptown, up top, and you got the innkeeper and whatnot. Yeah, yeah, you can learn about all the places that you could loot.
Hang on, back up that memory. I need to see you do the code to your safe.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The flashbacks. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the players leave town after
they-
like realizing.
Map.
Go ahead.
Need map.
Oh, which
I got
map is
you.
next?
No.
I
They
think-
need the map because unless you find the map, they magically know which direction to go anyway. Essentially, what you're trying to find in town, aside from supplies, is that map that will get you to, where you want to go. But if you don't find it, one of the NPCs has a vague recollection of the direction of the city.
I mean, it is the major city in the area. I don't think that's unreasonable, especially for people like the Kitsune Scouts. I got no problem. Like for me, that's not really a hand wavy problem.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they didn't have lives before they got trapped in the bunker either. So, I agree.
It's not like the landscape drastically changed like Final Fantasy VI in the World of Ruin, where suddenly everything is in a different place for reasons.
Well, and it's helped by the fact that like Volumus is on a lake shore, and like there's rivers that go towards that lake. Like they could muscle their way through it if they absolutely had to.
We should just be following a river then.
That takes longer. I think the adventure addresses that
Oh,
somewhere in the
okay.
text.
Okay.
Oh, very nice detail to add. Okay. I missed that.
Yep. The river route. It's right there. Slower than traveling over land.
And then we
In my
finally
Tarbafon video, I had to get very familiar with the geography of this region. So I was like, wait a minute, this wouldn't be that hard.
Then we finally leave town. Everybody lives happily ever after, right? That's what happened.
No, this is where the TPK happens in every playthrough that I've watched.
What, the murder of or the undead murder?
No, not the undead murder. Discount Sylvanas.
Oh, at the choke point.
If they make it that far. Basically, you go through the progressive, horrible stories. The Abandoned Cottage is the best, in my opinion, because that really showcases, like how foul things are.
Yeah, Bramble and I actually talked about we should have there be 2 more ghosts here and have them be like smaller ghosts or like ghostly children, and then when they open the door and they see the bodies, it's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah. This is, another one of those safety tools things. I would do it, but I know that one of my regular players would not like it.
There's a lot of potential to go further than what is presented here. Like, you could really amp up the bad a lot.
I would like to make morally gray decisions, such as the 2 Kitsune parents basically giving you their children and say, make sure they make it to Volumus alive. And then, when the undead get too intense or you're up against that ranger that's hunting you, they run back and stall them for time. You know, like show some semblance of sacrifice or some dark tones that go along with the theme of this. I mean, this is the area of Pathfinder where those sort of things really impact the story, where you really learn how desperate people can get when fighting Tarbathon.
I think I appreciate that none of that is hard-coded into the adventure, because I like the idea that if the PCs play their cards exactly right, they could, and roll well, they could theoretically get out of this with everybody alive. Like, I appreciate that the adventure doesn't railroad you into that, but I wouldn't have minded a sidebar about potential sacrifices like that. Another good one might be Herda, the innkeeper. Like, she's going to be one of the harder ones to work with, like, socially. And you might get to the point where the PCs are like, if we let you take your kid off into the woods or just stay here, your kid's going to die.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to separate you from your child, but also I can't let you get your kid killed because you're too scared to move.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
But
think
at
a
the
lot
same
of that.
time, sorry, go ahead.
You can finish.
I was just saying, I'm glad that none of it is hard-coded into the adventure as written. Like, hey, this event is happening. You have no control over it unless the GM changes it. Just because I like the idea that the PCs can straight up win. But I would have appreciated some kind of sidebar of like, hey, if you want to lean into this, here's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'd be satisfied with that too.
Pretty much going to say the same thing. It's not like the GM can't do it. Like, if they want to add it, go bananas.
Exactly. And I do like that, like, I know the bards were somebody's favorite. I forget whose it was, but I like that the one bard is like, he cares way more about legacy. So, like, that type of character, it's like, oh, he could step up and sacrifice himself if he meant, like, you know, like, oh, I might be useless with a sword, but I can buy you a round, you know, to get 6 seconds further away.
Yells at this other bard, write a song about me, friend.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we live happily ever after, right?
No, you don't understand.
No.
That the Ghostlands doesn't go away just because you escape it. This is why the Knights of Last Wall are, you know, respected for being this broken country that even Queen Talandia in Kionan respects, because these people, you know, have kept together despite everything that's happened to them. This is an ongoing everyday tragedy that only gets worse. That, you know, you can ignore it, but it's getting worse. They're spreading. Tarbathon is going to send plague zombies everywhere. He's going to take over everything surrounding the Isle of Terror and Lake Incarthen. This isn't going to go away because you brought back an artifact.
No, you're going to need to bring at least like 3 more artifacts and a ritual.
Yes.
Mm.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Yes. So they give us a little bit about specific NPCs in the conclusion to Graveland Survivors.
They go on to bigger and better things?
Well, you're not wrong. I'll admit the only person that I actually paid attention to was Gehrig.
The orc guy?
The orc guy. The orc who lives, yes.
Okay. So, does he go back to the Burning Sun Hold with the other Serenites? Is that what he does?
From what I understand, yes. Did they actually mention that he was with the Burning Sun?
No, I assume that because of his last name.
I mean,
It's weird because the Burning Sun wouldn't engage in the raid that he's attempting. Like, so it's very strange that his last name is Sunbrand, but he's also engaging in a border raid, a thing that the Burning Sunhold would not do. So that's kind of odd. That's a question I've been trying to answer and haven't found a good one for yet.
Like, I'm running a Triumph of the Tusk game. I'm not sure what hold he would be from.
He's definitely not from the Empty Hand hold. I don't think he's one of Ardax's. And he's not from one of the bad holds that's going to be gentrified, quotation marks, eliminated, erased.
Encouraged to embrace new cultures.
There you go. That's it.
To be fair, some of them are cannibals. I don't think we're going to complain too much about that. I don't know. My thought, like, the way I would say it is, like, his last name is Sunbrand. Maybe he's descended from a Burning Sun orc, but isn't a member of the tribe.
Yeah, that could make sense, yeah. Like, they kept the name when they moved to Lastwall?
I mean, maybe. Well, it's not that he moved to Lastwall. Like, they're coming to Lastwall to engage in a border raid, if I'm remembering his backstory correctly. Like, this is his first border raid into Lastwall. And then they flip. Well, let me rephrase that. We know it's a first border raid. I don't know if they were technically raiding into Lastwall. They could have been raiding into Ustalav, or like, what was once known as Virlich. Like, he could have been raiding into Tar-Baphon country. He doesn't have to have been raiding Lastwall, because you're not that far from the county of Virlich, where Tar-Baphon's influence was even while he was in prison. Like, he could have been raiding the undead.
Unfortunately, I don't know that much about Gallows Spire, except that Tar-Baphon was made to sit in a corner for a while.
Yeah, the problem is he poisoned the corner.
Oh, well, damn.
Yeah, basically everywhere around his prison was like, hey, by the way, there's still a bunch of undead here and cultists, and we don't actually control it. We just keep all the evil shoved into these mountains. So I guess he could have been raiding there.
So what is his destiny, Iron? What does he do? What's so great that he gets to live?
As if being an orc and being awesome wasn't enough. Let's see, what does this say? He does show up later in other parts of the anthology.
I was going to say, isn't he potentially at the orc party that they meet, or that they go to in Adventure 3?
Yeah, he's in the castle.
Yeah, That's where he is.
So he rejoins the other Sunbrands and they accept him, or it's more like a, hey, you survived Tar-Baphon, you're an honored member now.
I think he's just back with his people. I'm flipping through it here.
I think that's all it was.
Well, they fight the undead ranger level 5 extreme encounter. It's like she's like such a. She does so much damage for a level. Like, you're just dead.
Every
playthrough, just die.
Every playthrough I have watched online has been her murdering every PC. And
it's not like it's bad. Like, she doesn't just have so much damage. She has other abilities.
Yeah, this is overtuned. Like, her AC is low enough that I don't think hitting her is going to be a major problem. Like, especially if you have like a fighter in your party and a cleric or somebody to cast runic weapon. But like, she deals so much damage, and she's powerful in melee too.
Also, one of your allies dies, she just eats you and heals. So like, get wrecked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I forgot ghouls have that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a fun ability.
Plus, she can
On top
jump.
of the aura, which is great, getting people slowed or sickened. That's not an easy encounter.
No, it's really hard. I mean, I think if you had somebody who was good at athletics, you might be able to like get her in a grapple because her fortitude save isn't great. But then you're in melee with somebody who can bite and claw you with lots of rider effects.
So this is the part of the adventure where Bramble is going to have to ask, why don't we just throw the Canurpic jar away? Because Sedgh is going to end, metagame knowledge-wise, he's going to end up with all the things at the end to do the ritual. Why should we die for this?
Because the players don't know. They're like, they must get the jar to the city, right? That's the goal. Because it's not just your life that is on the line, it's everyone's life. And it's like, that's what this AP is about. It's about the individual stories of these bands of adventurers who are, doing the important things.
Mm-hmm. And ultimately, I mean, she also wants to kill them. Like, she's not, I have a feeling she's not just going to let them walk away. Like, she is a ghoul.
Yeah.
She is going to kill them. They've been entertaining so far. Also, I thought ghouls lost all their hair and she has flowing locks. So I have a sneaking suspicion she's wearing a wig, which is hilarious.
She wants to be Sylvanas.
She's also doing all of this in heels, which, like, mad respect, but there should be like a -5 penalty to her speed.
Like walking through the mud and the destruction of the gravelands. But I have to be hot. Like, you don't understand.
Every time she approaches, the DM goes, clack, 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 clack.
Even in the mud, it makes a clack, clack noise. A special magic item.
Oh, God.
I do appreciate that the adventure does recognize that this is a really hard encounter, and they do give you the Bloodstone's Blessing, which helps a little bit. That +2 to attack rolls and DCs is good. I mean,
and
the DCs, it's and the 10 temporary hit points. Yeah, like, I don't think the +10 or +2 to the DCs is really going to help that much, just because her saves are all pretty solid. But the +2 to attack rolls, you put that on a fighter, you give them runic weapon, you flank a little bit. Like, you could start chipping away at her HP pretty quick, but not
until she does
enough.
38 points of damage in one strike and one shot.
I didn't say it would be enough. I just said a lot.
That's just a standard crit, because if she hunt praise you and then
Deadly.
shoots you and crits you.
And the deadly D10.
Yeah. It's not good. Not a good time. Like, your wizard has like 24 hit points. Or something like that at level 2. Maybe even less. It might even be less than 24 hit points.
She doesn't even have any arrows. That's how confident she is.
Yeah. Good luck, players. That's all I gotta say about that.
Good luck.
Yeah, if you're gonna lean into heroic sacrifice, this is where you do it.
Mm-hmm. At this point, I just hand off the jar to one of the children and say, like, you are protected by the power of Skyrim and every other game out there. You cannot die. Go, child. I will hold them back.
Send the children off with the power of anime and God on their side. Yes.
Honestly, the story wants the children to live. I'm going to abuse it.
Terrible.
Just take advantage of the kids' plot armor.
Mm-hmm. All right, now I think we're in a better position. We understand the mission. We understand the MacGuffin. We know where they've gone. And we know, the whole. Now we just need to know, why does Sedgh want this stuff? Why is Sedgh even involved? Why didn't Sedgh die in Bloodlords canonically, where he should have several years ago? Because Geb told him, I need your armor. Kill this man for me.
And that brings us to Ashes for Ozem. Adventure number 2 for 7th level. They changed this one up because now you get to meet the not so departed Sedgh,
Mhm.
a rogue grave knight who is hiring the PCs because he wants a thing in the PCs who are intended to be members of Tarbafon's cult. God,
So,
Whispering Way.
Whispering Way. I almost said something else.
so I'm willing to accept that we can overlook the fact that he actually died in Bloodlords because Geb, the Ghost King, told the Bloodlords, kill this man for me, bring me back his armor. But what I can't understand is, why did Geb's spy lord come over to Tarbafon and Geb was just like, whatever, I didn't like him anyway, and does nothing.
I mean, to be fair, if he's under Tarbafon's protection, there is literally nothing Geb can do about it. The power scale between the two of them is ridiculous. Geb is not mythic.
Oh, he's not?
No, he has never been mythic. Now, he has done mythic, like, in quotes, things before, but if you look at his stats, he's a level 20 ghost wizard. That is all he has ever been. I would not be surprised if they retconned him to be a low tier or even a mid tier mythic, but Tarbafon is level 20, 10 tiers of mythic, by far the most powerful caster in the setting. Geb cannot do anything to him at all.
It sounds like Tarbafon did more than just read inside of that Rune Lord place. It's like he ate a couple Rune Lords himself.
Oh, he absolutely absorbed some magic power. Like he is he's basically on the order of Baba Yaga who can fight gods.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah. Like he is, if you look at his stats, he's stronger than the Imperial Lords, who are actual literal gods and can grant divine power.
So how come he doesn't have Divine Spark? Why is he looking for Divine Spark then? He's already
he just hasn't achieved it. There is not really an explained reason. I think partly because they wrote Mythic after they kind of decided how insanely powerful he was, and Divine Spark was kind of added for Mythic characters in the context of Wrath of the Righteous, but without thinking, oh, what does this mean for everybody else? Basically, he hasn't gotten it yet. My in-canon reason is that the universe has not yet deemed him worthy.
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me though if he got some of that god juice during our reign. So,
yeah, actually there is a passage in the orc one. I can't think of the AP. Triumph for the Tusk. So there's a passage at the end of what happens if he absorbs the godly power from antagonist, who I'm not going to name for spoiler reasons.
Yeah.
And he does become almost a god, but the power is too much for him to channel, and he actually loses it. He's able to do some destructive things with it, but he has to let it bleed off for fear of it destroying him, because for some reason he is not a worthy vessel for the deific power yet.
We'll save that for his adventure.
Yeah, save that for 20 years down the line when we finally fight him.
But Vandar Ghoul was, and so was Sorcerin. It's just like they seemed.
Yeah, I mean, well, Sorshin's not deific. Sorshin's not a goddess. She never has been. She is almost as strong as he is, but he does have godly stuff. Lesser deity for sure, but still a deity. That's not to say he could beat Tarbafon in a fight, only that he's got some secret sauce that Tarbafon doesn't have.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up for me. In terms of power contrast and stuff like that, I thought Geb and Tarbafon were on the same level.
I mean, for most heroes, they are, that level being unapproachable, but when you get to the level, like when you look at them relative to each other, there's a pretty stark power gap. So Sedgh fleeing to the Whispering Way and kind of declaring some amount of loyalty to Tarbafon would actually be the best protection he could possibly get.
It definitely puts this in a significantly better context for me.
Yeah, I don't feel as bad now. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. That's why I'm here.
And we do appreciate you.
So why does he
So-
No,
have...
I struggled with that for a while because I totally forgot that he was supposed to die at the end of Bloodlords. And then you
that's-
brought that up, and I was like, wait a minute, what happened?
My players killed him. Like, they were told by Geb
Oh.
that he literally said, get me the Grave Knight's armor, and the people in the party were just like, Geb has told us this man must die. It has to happen.
Okay. Then you're in a bit of a pickle for this one.
Still, I'm willing to accept it, because in case for those who don't know about Starfinder, when you go to the parallel dimension in the Drift Crisis, and the Drift Crashers, that first module, you actually see the Knights of Galarian. Their symbol of Iomedae is switched with the symbol of Erasni.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I was freaking out. Iron and I were playing that game on Sunday a while back, and we're going like, what the hell, man? We just read about this in Closet the Tyrant.
Mm-hmm. Now we know
I
why.
was-
Or at least
I was-
a potential reason.
I was impressed and confused at the same time. It's very distressing.
Oh, Hercules asks, so you could worship Tarbathon for Ashes of Ozem? Like, he's not a deity.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, you can't worship him. You can follow his cult and its edicts, but you cannot worship him as a deity. He does not grant spells. I guess you could worship him as a deity, but there's no mechanical benefit to it. You can't, for example, play a cleric or champion of Tarbathon. You can play an oracle and claim to worship Tarbathon as your deity, but mechanically speaking, he is not the source of your power, even if you think he is.
Okay.
So it's like Rasmir.
Oh, no. Don't...
No, Rasmir can actually grant spells, but, well, kind of. His is weird. We don't know what's going on there yet.
Wouldn't that be weird if Rasmir became a god before Tarbathon? And it's just
I think
like...
it'd be hilarious. Sivana is like, I have found my rightful successor. He is now god of secrets. I'm retiring. Bye.
Oh, God. So...
we
Oh, go ahead, Iron.
So we
Sorry.
do learn that Sedgh was a Knight of Ozem at one time until, bad things happened.
I thought he was seduced by power.
Both are true.
Two things can be true at once, yes.
Yeah, so basically he was a Knight of Ozem, and he was tasked, along with the other future members of the of Erasni's bodyguards, to basically do a 6-man invasion, like a scouting mission, essentially, of Geb. And he got seduced by the power, the seductive nature of Geb as a nation, and accidentally gave away the secrets of all of his knights and their identities. So they all got captured, and they all got tortured and killed, and he knew it was his fault. And then, as a little twist of twist of the knife, Geb was like, hey, you person who sold out everybody, you're my master of secrets now, and you're a grave knight.
So he was seduced by Geb the nation and by Geb the person.
Seduced by Geb the nation, basically mind controlled by Geb the person.
Okay. Was Slag also in Tyrant's grasp?
No, because at that time he's actively working for Geb, and the adventure doesn't go there.
Okay.
That whole time he's been spymaster for Geb for the last 800 years.
I'm sorry for interrupting, Iron.
Oh, no, you're fine. This is great. I have to say less. So, the meeting between the PCs and Sedgh happens.
Why does
In
he
which he
have
tells you-
torture dimension, by the way? I'm sorry to interrupt again.
I have no idea where the flayed files come from. They are awesome, but I don't know why he has them.
It's the most random thing. I don't hate it.
No, I really like it. I think it's cool. I wish we got more lore on where it came from. Why can he access it? Did he create it?
Go to the scene.
Presumably he at least was involved in the making, because it actively says, or like it very clearly states, part prison and part library, the Flayed Files is an extra-dimensional space where Sedgh stores the souls of those who've either failed or opposed him. So he clearly has some ability to just put stuff in there and trust that it's not going anywhere. So it seems like he has exclusive access to it, or close to it anyway.
Would have definitely loved more information on that. But we spent a little time in Sedgh's torture library.
He could have just told us that information. He had the information. He made us suffer.
Well, I mean, he's evil. That's what evil people do.
And he had all the information. That doesn't mean he had, like, the ability to, or the time to find it on his own. He's got a Norn to raise to undeath. He's busy.
So, one of the things... I'm sorry, I keep interrupting. Go ahead, Iron.
Oh, no, you're fine.
So, one of the things that happens is the Rangers, like, I can't even say their name, I'm sorry. Cesario?
Chernazardo,
thank you. Why don't we just take their clothes? Is that not evil enough?
Actually, they do address that. I forget where they state it, but basically there are few enough people at this fort and they all know each other that even if you have unless you have access to illusion magic to impersonate one of them specifically, they're going to be able to pick you out immediately. Like, they don't get transfers of random people, and there's only like 20 or 30 people here ever. So they know who each other are. Good.
Yeah, I think it said about 30.
Yeah, I was just guessing from my memory.
It made, I only remember that specifically because it made the next part after the whole infiltration bit a little more interesting, because I noticed that the anthology does a lot to give GMs a lot of control. And where they do that in this one is they let you just kind of put the existing population in places. They don't really tie anybody to any specific room, so you don't get the whole Paizo murder closet thing going. I mean, you do a little bit.
It's just a murder closet for us, especially with all those hazards.
Let's go to the fort.
Yeah, I think that this one is just, to me, not the most interesting.
But what about Big Daddy? Big Daddy's buried here. He made Nirmathas.
That's okay. Okay. When I look at it from a player's perspective, if the players aren't like lore inclined, it means literally nothing to them. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a lore guy, and even I didn't pick up on that one. Like, I read past the name, and I was like, okay, named person, I'll deal with that later. But I think the advantage that you have here is that you're not good guys, you are evil guys. So, like, if you want to play into evil, you can take this heist and turn it into, basically a murder fest and not feel bad about it, not feel like you're playing out of character. Like, you can essentially terrorize this entire fort in a really, I don't want to say fun, but fun for an evil character type way. That I think a lot of players might be able to have fun with, if they really like get into the character. Because, like, you're, evil necromantic cultist, like, you can go crazy.
Yeah, you walk into the medic station, you see the lady working on 2 injured people, and you're like, I'm just gonna fucking kill you. You're like, wow, okay.
Yeah. I talked about this in my video on this. I wish the fort was ever so slightly larger. I get that it is physically limited to the size of the page they were printing on. I get that. But I wish it was a little bit bigger and had a few more points of access that you could create or take advantage of. I get narratively, it's a fort. It would be hard to get into, but I think it would be fun if your player characters could kind of pop in like horror movie monsters, kill a bunch of people, and then disappear and let everybody be scared for a while.
Did you do, or have you read the Absalom Red Mantis adventure?
The Absalom Red Mantis adventure or Pray for Death?
No, the Absalom one. The
I haven't
lower
read that
one
one yet.
So
No, I haven't read that one yet.
it's really neat, and there's this infiltration mechanic where you, as an exploration action, can assassinate people while going through this fort. And it has like this narrative sneaking behind them and just murdering them.
That sounds really cool. And like, I get why that works really, really well for the Red Mantis one, because like you're all assassins, you're all probably playing with sawtooth sabers. I could see where that would be really hard to write for this because you don't know what your party is built like. But
100%.
If you've got a GM that's willing to lean into that, how much fun could you have with like, okay, you're gonna sneak up there, but you're a summoner, so you're not doing it. Your Eidolon is doing it. You know, like it's a little bit of work, but I think you could adapt that and it would work really well here.
Yeah, you could throw in some more civilian NPCs and really let the PCs go ham.
And I also like that like beacon that they have here, I think it's called the Flame of Iomedae. Like it changes color based on the level of awareness and fear. That's just a really cool, nice atmospheric effect that you can describe to your players. They can literally see how scared they're making everybody just by the color.
And if they destroy it, they make it even worse, and they just they get away.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, Nick, question for you from Hercules. What adventure is the Absalom Red Mantis in, or is that the name of the adventure itself?
Oh, let me look. I will find it right now.
Thank
I
you.
own it. It's in one of my PDFs.
Search all 2,300.
I have too many.
In the meantime, Iron, I could potentially do what Podfinder has just described. We have all the Forgotten Adventures assets. We could edit our own maps. You know how good I am with graphics and tokens and whatnot. What points of entry should we put in? Like, do you want something to go directly to the crypt itself, or were you looking at an alternative entrance to get in, say, through the back over here, or, you know, like what to you would have been a better, you know, like evil guy form of entry?
If I'm thinking, I don't run a lot of evil campaigns or any. I played in Bloodlords for all of like 3 sessions before that fell apart. But if I were thinking in terms of the character that I played in that one, he'd have checked the back first.
Hercules, the name of the adventure is Mark of the Mantis. Takes place in Absalom's 6th level characters. It is a standalone adventure. And I believe it's under $10.
Did Celtic's Torture Library have a map of this place?
No,
I don't remember.
we have the general layout from the exterior, and that's it. I didn't even know that there was a catacombs where the chalice was. I thought the chalice was going to be in the tower or something cliche.
If you want a map that could work for that, the library map in book 4, might be 3, but I think it's 4, of Rise of the Rune Lords would be perfect because it is a very tall circular room with books around the walls. So something you could, sub in.
I know the chalice is buried with Big Daddy.
Where is the entrance to the catacombs in here, actually?
Where is down?
It is down, actually. Hold on.
There's the barracks. There's the bell room. Oh my god, if we were the evil characters in this story, we would be so lost. We're going like, there are no stairs. I need to check the module again. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I should have checked.
Oh, it's the secret door under the bed. In the middle.
What?
Yeah, it's if you hover over, it's to area B1. That's where it is.
Is that why the bed is in the middle of the room rather than to one of the corners like they normally are?
You know what? The bad thing is I looked at that and I noticed it and I was like, who puts a bed there? And then I just moved on.
Okay.
Well, that makes a distressing amount of sense now.
I do like that his daughter is here, like, defending his grave and everything, and the chalice at the same time. So she's got double duty.
Ooh, sorry about that. Had a little coughing fit there.
We didn't hear anything. Now we did, but we didn't hear anything before.
Man, this Foundry map is so much better than the one in the book.
Oh yeah, no, they did a fantastic job.
We generally do this every time there's a module. Like, I have the one for
Yeah.
Myth Speaker. Myth Speaker has some great maps in it that weren't in the module too.
That's awesome. Are the module maps still friendly to large size PCs? Because the one in the book aren't too bad.
Yes,
So
but
yes and no. If you have one large PC, it's usually fine for any of the campaigns that they've been releasing post Howl of the Wild. But if you have two large PCs, or you have like one large PC and a Beastmaster Animal Companion that's large, you're going to start having problems.
Okay. Man, this mosaic is so cool. Props to Foundry. This is awesome.
Yeah, lighting and like atmospheric music that is set. I think they got. Is this Michael Galfy for this one too?
he did.
I think it is.
He did a lot, yeah. Like, if you go to his website, you can find all the individual tracks. He started with the catacombs themselves. He actually did scene by scene rather than story by story. So,
Yeah.
Very cool.
he did a great job with Wardens of Wildwood as well, but that was more of a general overview between separate things. For some reason, he paid special attention to like every piece of Claw of the Tyrant.
Yeah. I think what the mass benefit of this like Foundry module is the plug and play ability of throwing these isolated stories with minor tweaks into your own campaigns, and you would have zero issues.
Yeah, I mean, really, you could throw levels like this particular one, Ashes for Ozem, into Bloodlords if you need a break. Pretty easily. Like, it's a geographic place, but you just pick it up and move it.
Yeah, that isn't so bad. I did, what was it? Citadel of the Void Dragons from Kobold Press when they needed a break. This fits better. Alright, where is it? Where's the MacGuffin iron? Point me. Where's the delicious candy?
Let's see. Where is the candy?
It's by that stupid firefly that's like positive energy or something.
That is. Oh, god damn it.
Yeah, this one. The one with the pretentious name.
Ah, there you are. Thank you for the pull. Why can't I click anything?
And Gara.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, the chalice is in the Chamber of Remembrance to the south.
Yeah, way down at the bottom.
Okay. See, that doesn't even
here we
look that fancy. They put it in a less obvious place, too. That's great.
The Holy Grail is the worst of the cups, so it's
Yeah.
always
That makes sense.
hide it in desolation.
So why does Slake want the chalice again? I thought he only needed the bloodstones.
No, it's because the chalice is connected to. So the chalice of Ozem is a powerful artifact associated with the Knights of Ozem that goes all the way back in their history to Yomide herself. This is actually a magical artifact that she used during the Crusades. Like in her, it's actually what allowed her to survive a battle against this undead Morg. I forget his name, but he almost killed her, and only because she had the chalice was she able to survive. Like, she wound up blind and like completely incoherent, but she did win the fight. So this is like a hugely important artifact for her history, and the reason he needs that is because the bloodstones give him a connection to Erasni. This gives him a connection to Iomade, and his goal is to use the ritual to swap their fates. So without a connection to both of them, it won't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in true Taldor fashion, she had a wine glass in one hand, sword in the other, and won the day.
I would argue Chilaxian because she is Chilaxian, but yes.
Oh no. I thought she was from Taldor.
Nope, she's from Cheliax.
Man, the things we learn.
You can homebrew that away.
All right, yeah, that's fair. So, now that you have the MacGuffin, how are you going to destroy this place exactly? This is like dealer's choice, or do we just set fire and then, moving magic stone catches fire, or what do we do?
I think the pillars in B1, if you manage to destroy them, will collapse the entire thing. But destroying them is hard, especially if you don't have access to like bombs. Or maybe I'm misremembering. I thought. Yeah. If you break these pillars, the chamber collapses.
They have broken thresholds. It'll take time to do. Hardness 12, so it'll take them time, but they can do it.
They definitely give you options. One of them I was looking at was flooding the entire fort. I don't think the PCs have enough fireballs.
That it did say magic. We can use excessive magic as part of the victory lap. And then Slake is just waiting at that tree for us to come back. If we fail, he's very cross and says, I'm going to tell Tar-Baphon on you. Ooh, come back with me to the Isle of Terror for interrogation.
I mean, to be fair, I would be terrified of that.
But if we win, we get the chalice presents.
Oh, they do give you. Oh, I was just looking at some of the treasure you get. There is a wand of shatter. So you could potentially use that to help you destroy some of these pillars. There is a wand of shatter that you can pick up as treasure. So I realize.
I feel like
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was going to say, I feel like if you fail, you just got to disappear forever.
Yeah, you walk over to Volumus and you say, hello, fellow Knights of Ozem.
I would all that elven blood on your sword, sir. What?
Zombie elves, don't worry about it.
Raise Big Daddy from the dead. Take down his own fort.
Now see, that I like.
It's a fucked up thing to do, but yeah, go for it.
But hey, we're evil. It's fine.
Yeah, totally.
Going back over this does make me wonder if I should give running Bloodlords a shot.
Bloodlords, I can tell you, after having completed it with 5 randos, which turned into 8 randos after people, like several people dropped and then came back or whatnot, it's so much fun. Not because it's an evil campaign, but because it's a campaign that allows you to have power in the country of Geb and deal with a lot of social situations that you wouldn't normally have. like with basically the Empire of Ghouls down below that you pay tribute to. You go after a specific guy. I won't spoil. You get to do your introductory quests where you basically work for another bloodlord who, surprise, surprise, is actually alive. She's a living, breathing person, and she's good at cooking. It's really, really shows a lot of great things in Geb, and you get to kill a lot of people. It's worth it.
All right, so now we are on to the very last leg of our anthology journey, of Blood and Faith.
Best one of
18.
the three.
This one was interesting. So
I like
let me
the
pull
Undead
up
Norn.
Easily my favorite encounter from a thematic standpoint in the entire campaign, or in the entire adventure. It's just
This
so
one?
much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my favorite adventure, but I was talking specifically about the Norn. Like, I think the Undead Norn is my favorite enemy in the whole book.
Mhm.
Okay. The art on this Worm Wraith is so good.
Yes, let us appreciate. Not a Dracolich, a Worm Wraith.
Oh,
Very cool.
And the Lesser Death adopted him. They're buddies.
The Lesser Death art is awesome too. And I love the touch that the token lets the scythe go way past the edge of the token.
Oh, yes. I have templates for that if you are interested. I can easily
That is
teach
super
you.
cool. So before we get started on this one, like plot wise, I did want to say, like, I thought the encounter design in this one was really great at letting the heroes know, like, oh yeah, by the way, you guys are badasses. Like, one of the first encounters is a lesser death and an undead dragon. Like that, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, you guys are the epic level heroes that the world needs right now.
That was my comment as well. I think this is so highly rated in my opinion because Paizo does not do this enough. A lot of their adventures are kind of mid with their encounters, and then they have like one, like, oh, this is an extreme. And that's it. This felt like a gauntlet of awesome.
Mm-hmm. And even the ones that aren't like they're all pretty challenging, but like the ones that aren't challenging still feel challenging. Like you get the feeling that, fighting these hordes of lesser undead beings at the ranch is something that only epic level heroes can do, even though any individual enemy isn't that strong compared to them. Like it was just a really good way to leverage different types of encounters in a way that all felt like they would be challenging and worthy of heroes this strong.
I read that as Detroit Ranch.
I'm not even sure what that would look like.
A lot of these give different types of characters opportunities to shine as well, which is very good.
Oh, that's a good point. Commander and Vanguard. Do you think they do good for this?
A Guardian? Yeah, I do.
Why did I say Vanguard?
Yeah, I think especially if you have players who are willing to build a synergistic party, they are going to clean house in this adventure if they take advantage of some of the new stuff from Battlecry.
That's why I said Vanguard. It was Starfinder first 1E. I apologize for that.
Whoops.
Yeah, this is the chapter of you are the badass, go stop him at the end. And I think it's very good.
Yeah, I think this is the adventure in the Gravelands that I've been waiting to read or play or GM, because so many of the Gravelands threats always seem so insurmountable that you wouldn't even throw them at players. Like, you wouldn't even let players interact with them. And this is saying, nope, you guys are, you know what, screw it. We are doing the big fights that you've always dreamed of doing as, you know, zombie hunters or undead slayers, yada yada yada. And by the way, the gods are getting involved. That's just the icing on the cake.
Iomade did promise to avenge Aerodin, right?
She's mad and she thinks she needs to avenge herself, but I don't remember if she ever swore an oath to do so because she hasn't been able to confirm that he was murdered. I'll have to go look that up. I don't remember that.
I know that she's mad at Pharasma because Pharasma didn't warn anybody that it was going to happen.
That soul got processed like everyone else. No wrongdoing.
Well, this is good.
There she is. Such good artwork.
I like the sinister way that the horns curl around. Like, normally the Norn would just get like a little spike and then the curve, but she definitely does look evil.
And I love the glowing teal hair for whatever reason, and that it's her eyebrows too. Like, it's such a nice touch. The teal color scheme of this adventure in general, absolutely brilliant choice. I said this in my video, but this is the best visual design for an adventure that I've seen so far. I don't know about an AP, but for an adventure for sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, the art all looks the same. It looks fantastic. I mean, if you went and looked at the art in something like what's the orc one called again? Triumph of the Tusk.
Yep.
It is so all over the place. Artx has like 4 different pieces of art between the book. None of them look the same. You've got anime orcs, 1E orcs, weird orcs that we've never seen. Like, no semblance. Nothing about it felt cohesive. Mm-hmm. And it really takes you out of a scene when you've got like anime-looking character over there with these popping colors, and then you have this gruff 1E orc on the same scene.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, who are
I think
these
if
people?
It had been consistent, it would have hugely helped the feel, but as it is, like, the general tonal inconsistency in that AP, it just gets compounded.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We had plenty to say about that adventure.
Oh, I know. My video is coming out on it next month. Like everything, I'm a little more positive, but that's because I don't mind doing homework as a GM. And it definitely needs some work.
I'm running it right now, so it's not like I completely hate it. And my players are having fun, so that's a plus. However,
yeah, I think it was the best AP that came out last year.
Did it come out last year?
It came out at the tail end of last year, I think.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought that was a spring AP. Yeah, because what were last year's? It was
Wardens of Wildwood, definitely during the summer. Oh God, I'll never forget.
Yep.
Wardens of Wildwood, Curtain Call, Triumph of the Tusk, and then right at the beginning of the year was the last chapter of what is it called? Season of Ghosts.
Oh, right. What? You thought Triumph was the best? Okay.
No, I don't. I'm not including Season of Ghosts in last year.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
because part of it came out. No. Part of it came out in 23.
I got you.
Including Season of Ghosts is a 23 release.
Okay, all right. So we're about to throw down here and now.
Yeah. No, absolutely not.
Those are so. I get, so my 2 favorites are Season of Ghosts and Curtain Call, but I totally get why people don't like Curtain Call. It just plays to me specifically.
That's perfectly fine.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Wardens, I'm like, no, I'm not defending it.
No, Wardens of Wildwood is absolutely horrendous. I did tons of work for that campaign. And when I got book 3, I dropped the campaign for my players and I said, we're going to play something else. I'm not even going to run this AP for you.
Mm-hmm.
We already started. We had already
I'm
started,
work-
and I canceled it.
Yeah, I'm working on my video for Spore War, and one of the things I'm talking about is like if you're gonna run back to back, which one feeds into this best? And I'm like, okay, thematically, Wardens of Wildwood,
Yes.
but don't play it. And the funny thing is, I'm actually recommending Gatewalkers over Wardens of Wildwood.
Oh god.
And I have lots of problems with Gatewalkers, but the fact is, it's more fun.
Bless you for being honest, sir.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
we should probably talk about the adventure at hand.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
I mean,
yes,
sidetracks. A bunch of GMs who have read everything talk about and complain about things.
So
It's fun.
why is he mostly meat? Why isn't he like a regular Grave Knight that looks dead? He just looks like a very like person you would see at like Walmart down a wrong corner or something. He's still
Do you have
got
his art from Bloodlords?
It's he doesn't have art from Bloodlords except in the last book, and it's very, very
He
shoddy
has-
art.
He has art way back in 1E, but for the life of me, I cannot remember the source book.
Okay.
Hmm.
It was in like Liches. It was something on Liches. It might have been back in like, oh boy, it might have even been as far back as Carrion Crown, but I don't think so. I think it was more recent than that.
I have
Might have
it.
been in Tyrant's Grasp.
I have it. Let's put it up here. Claws of the Tyrant. There you go. I believe it is this. He don't look undead.
Oh, and see, that's not even the one I'm thinking of. That's weird that they gave him flesh. The one I'm thinking of, he was skeleton, basically.
Hey,
I'm wondering if-
Simon,
So the
Yeah,
one thing I'm
Tennessee.
thinking is like, obviously they just changed the artist or the art director, but if I was to give it an in-universe excuse, I could maybe say like, oh, he has started doing this ritual that he thinks will regain him his humanity, and
Okay.
this is a manifestation of that. You know, that if my players were questioning like, why doesn't he look like a Grave Knight, I would probably throw that out there as a reason.
Or he just has a really good dermatologist.
Or, you know, just an illusion spell.
Hercules is saying we forgot 7 Dooms for Sandpoint.
Oh,
What about Seven Dooms?
It also
came out last year?
Oh, you know what? Actually, Seven Dooms wasn't bad.
I haven't read it yet.
Me
It's-
either.
It follows up the plot line from before, and it addresses the fact that the lighthouses actually used to be like this hellfire thing that's going to get repurposed in the Hellfire War that's coming up. It's basically like this devil artifact that keeps certain things away. There are a lot of dungeons and mega dungeons built next to lighthouses or lighthouses equivalent. That's another conversation in itself.
No, I'm just waiting to read it because I want to read it fresh when Revenge comes out, because I want to get a fair opinion on like, do these two actually lead into each other without having to mull one of them over for an extended period of time.
I think the problem that I had when I was reading Seven Dooms, I know another tangent, is that it had a lot of like, hey, you remember this from like chapter 1 of Runelords? Hey, you remember this from chapter 1 of Runelords? Do you remember this? And it's like, most people didn't play that.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, at my table, it's going to be, yes, we played that a few years ago and we loved it. So like we spent so much extra time there because we couldn't leave that little town.
Then you'll love it.
Yeah, that's
They
kind of what I was
did a
thinking.
fantastic job with Sandpoint. So
Very
Yeah.
excited to go back.
So what happens when Sedgh swaps fates with somebody and 2 PCs both get stunned for in the fight, in the final fight? I feel like that's bad. Like really, really bad for 2 PCs to get stunned for at the same time. And that's one action for him.
My advice is simply do not fail your saving throw.
Ugh.
great advice, actually. It's fantastic advice.
Yeah, just don't get hit. Like,
Duh, idiot.
Skill issue.
Oh. Of course.
I mean, no, it's really bad.
A lot of these end fights, I feel as though they made them incredibly difficult and extremely possible to TPK to show the direness of like the world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it is once per round. You could just keep spamming that. That's really strong.
Consistently target the fighter and the barbarian. Just like, leave me alone.
I wouldn't even do the fighter and the barbarian. I would swap the fighter and the. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Is it going to fail?
Swap the fighter with the like with the cleric or something, or the wizard.
Yeah.
Especially if the fighter's up next to him, then he's like, by the way, now I'm in melee with your wizard. Have fun with that.
Yeah, and he can summon a mount. Maybe he could have that mount ahead of time and do mounted combat, because the mount itself has just like 4 less AC. So you basically have 2 Sledghs running around now.
Wonderful.
Yep.
What a fantastic encounter.
It's a rank 10 spell. Good luck dispelling that.
Also, one thing about his ability, like, it doesn't, like, the teleportation works no matter what your save is. Like, you become temporarily immune, but it does, even if you critically succeed, it doesn't say it undoes the teleportation. That is nasty.
Just one action, nothing personal kidding you every time.
Mm-hmm. I think the one thing you could potentially do is just, like, group up. Like, stay relatively close together. Because, I mean, he has Flaming Javelin, but, like, that's not AoE. I guess he's got Devastating Blast, but it's not that strong.
1d4 rounds, yeah. Most people have fire resist.
Yeah, like, I guess the advice for him, or the advice I would give, is, like, just group up. There's not a lot he can do about it. But although, does the trap punish you if you do that? I gotta look at that. Or the hazard, I should say, not the trap.
Will save 50 any creature that can see the window.
Okay, so that has nothing to do with your position. How do you break it? You have to...
Goodbye, wizard.
Yeah. Yeah, they're level 20. They could take 2 of those.
Yeah,
There's
but
a lot of good. There's a lot of goodbye wizard moments in this anthology.
It's in addition to the mental damage, so it's the mental damage and the piercing.
Oh,
Yeah,
see, there's your problem.
Yeah. Goodbye, wizard.
Mm-hmm.
Your wizard has like 170 hit points total at level 18 or 20. Like, some of them don't even break 200 HP.
Balin has gone down so many times in Wardens of Wildwood, he's going to hate Spore Wars.
My players really don't like to get into melee, and then when I bring melee enemies, they get really mad that, like, there's a fighter who just tripped them and also has attack of opportunity, and then they get upset that I'm using their mechanics against them. Like, what do you mean? You do this all the time.
So
yeah, I mean, there's not really a reason not to group up in this one, because to disable the ritual, you don't have to be in different locations. So you could just hang out together, which might encourage some fun party, like, cooperation. If you've leaned hard into the Last Well archetypes that let you kind of shield block for your partners and stuff, that could really make you feel like a strike force and a team, which could be fun.
Yeah, I mean, imagine that on like a guardian.
Yeah, or the new shield thaumaturge.
Yeah,
because they raise their shield and it protects everybody within 15 feet. It's like, cool. I just saved the whole party. Put that with a Spellguard shield, and like your save goes up by +4.
Oh, nice. So, let's say he gets the ritual off. It happens. Iron, what does that mean? Does this man unfuck himself?
If only. Let me pull up the conclusion. I was knee deep in maps because reasons.
Because he's gotten all the MacGuffins, he's got the chalice, he got the ritual off. Certainly when these goddesses switch, he becomes a real person again, and I guess...
No.
Nah, he's just fucked in a new way.
Yeah.
He wins, but he still doesn't win.
All that work. He betrayed Geb. He betrayed Tar-Baphon. He betrayed himself. He betrayed Erasni. And his reward is... he erases himself from existence, I guess?
Oh, I'm sure he's still alive. Well, undead. But it doesn't say that he is like gone or still alive, but the fact that it doesn't say he's gone tells me he's probably still around. But also he is like, I could see a thing where he is forced, like he's twisted fate in some way where he is now Erasni's herald and both of them are miserable about it. Or Iomedes for that matter. I'm just speculating here because it doesn't tell you.
Until next time, where we see him again.
I don't think so. This is the second time he's died. Please. Please, I've killed this man twice.
I mean, even if he survived this, he now has pissed off the two most powerful necromancers on the planet, and he is a grave knight. This is not going to end well for him.
You know, like, what I'd like to see? Just an Easter egg of him, like, in a cage in the Tar-Baphon AP.
Or just the armor. That would be awesome.
Yeah. Like, with a little note, this carved into it, like, this is a warning to all grave knights, do not, like, with Slagg's name on it. I don't know. You could do something silly with him as an Easter egg later.
Oh, yeah. Or, like, I like the idea of, like, Tar-Baphon gets most of the armor, but as a courtesy thing, he sends a little bit back to Geb of, like, hey, we'll each share it.
Here's the trophy.
You can have the crumbs.
Yeah.
Oh my
overall, I think this is a good adventure, and it gets bonus points for being plug and play. I can throw most of this into my own homebrew with very little issue.
I don't think there's anything else that Paizo's done at 18th level, with a few exceptions, that feel as good. Definitely not last year, that feel as good as this does for 18th level.
I mean, Pray for Death ends at 17th or 18th, I think 18th, and I thought that ended pretty strong. But it's not, you're not that level the entire time. So
yeah, that's a discussion that we've had, is that once you become the super powerful mega level 20 awesome adventure, you get one chapter and that's it. I gotta say, though, I did enjoy this. The fact that Foundry did such a phenomenal job to enhance it made it that much better. I will say that I wouldn't mind playing in this. I think this is really good. And I rarely say that about things that Paizo has been putting out lately. So that's high praise coming from me, especially after Shades of Blood, which was just like survival horror with none of the survival or the horror.
I was so disappointed with Shades of Blood. I agree. This is good. I want to see more of this.
Yes.
I want to see more stories told like this, or stories that can still be like, if you broke Wardens of Wildwood up into like an anthology or something like that, I think you could have really made something special. And I think Paizo has the opportunity to make really special stories if they continue with this type. Because I hate to say it, there's really not a lot of story in like a 3-part adventure. There is and there isn't. Like, I feel just as satisfied with the story arc in this than I would in a 3-book adventure, because they consolidated it into a manner that felt fine. There wasn't filler everywhere.
Yes.
I think that's partly a symptom of the struggle that they've been having with their 3-part adventures lately too, though, because I would argue that granted it's a 4-parter, but like Season of Ghosts is doing something way more interesting than this. It's telling a story that you absolutely couldn't tell in this condensed of a format. Now, granted, that's 4 parts; it's not 3. But I think part of that comparison is just the fact that the last couple 3-parters just haven't been that great.
Correct. Yeah.
Like Curtain Call, again, that one's deeply personal to me, but I like that one. I don't feel that there's any filler there, because to me, that's all part of I get that there's stuff you could cut out, but like to me, it's like, oh no, these are all little side quests that I would want to do if I was telling this kind of silly story. That's not something that they stuck the landing on Triumph, or to a lesser extent Spore War. I think Spore War is okay, pretty decent. But that's a me thing. I am curious to see if they can stick the landing on Mythspeaker, only because I think Mythic is going to present a new challenge for them. But overall, I'm totally aligned with do more of these anthologies. I would love it if we could get an anthology and a standard Pray for Death style adventure every year. I think that would be a really great way to differentiate between Pathfinder, the way Pathfinder tells stories, and the way that basically the way D&D does things.
Yes.
It really leans itself to what they've been talking about, is this meta plot going on. You can show these meta plots happening all over the world with these little anthology series, and you don't have to dedicate these massive 3 or 6 part adventures to be like, hey, there's things happening in the Verduran that we'd kind of like you to know about.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be like, all right, we are back in the Mammoth Lords for an anthology because you need to know what's happening up here. Cool. Do it.
Yep. Or go back to Irison for 100 pages. Go back to the land of the Lenorm Kings. We've never been there. That's a great way to not have to do a whole adventure path. And the other advantage is, with an anthology, you do not need your writers to be internally consistent with each other, which is a thing that every AP struggles with.
Oh God, does it?
So
they struggle to maintain plot threads. They struggle to maintain tonal consistency.
yes.
All of that goes away the minute you turn it into anthologies. And I think that's a huge advantage that they could leverage. And honestly, this benefited from it. This adventure was great.
I do agree with everything the both of you have said. And more anthologies, please. And please, next time in Cheliax and Andoran, I feel like we should focus on those 2 next, especially with the Hellfire Crisis.
Yeah. When they're doing Hellfire Crisis, or I heard somewhere the name Hellbreakers, I forget if that's an adventure name or an AP name, but this would be a great way to supplement that, because you've got this huge war going on. Your players are never going to feel like they've seen the entire thing. What a great way to be like, and this battlefront has this adventure, and way over here, this behind enemy lines quest is this. And that would be perfect. Honestly, do a 3-part AP. If you need to do if you feel the need to tell a war story in a 3-part AP, awesome. A big war like that is a great opportunity to do that. Then release a supplementary adventure like this with an anthology that says, okay, this is what the war is like from the perspective of secret agents, from the perspective of this other front line that your players don't go to, and then from the perspective of the innocents who are caught up in a battle that they don't understand. That would be the perfect way to do it.
Yep.
Oh.
Now they just need to put us in charge.
My God.
Actually, I wouldn't mind this. I wouldn't mind this as an approach to. I kind of like that, because you could then supplement things like Revenge of the Rune Lords. How cool would it be if we got an adventure anthology actually set in the past, and not the quote unquote set in the past that they've done in the past that I'm not going to talk about. Because with Rune Lords, a lot of people are not going to go back and play it. A lot of people they don't know the lore. But you do an anthology that takes place in the past, and you tell me what the fuck happened through other perspectives that were not. Do it.
That's called a narrative device.
Cool. Yeah, I don't care if they sell me a flashback. I don't care, as long as it's good and it sets the stage for more story and it expands on the world and it is good content. I'm okay with it.
And I think it would have that's going to be a good way for people to get into it. I'm a little worried that Revenge isn't going to, not worried for them. It's a company. I don't really care, but I'm a little worried that Revenge is going to get hyped up and not a lot of people are going to connect with it because you need to either play or read summaries of 3 different APs plus a novel plus a season of PFS content to really understand what's going on. Or you can go to my channel and watch 12 hours of YouTube videos. But
I did watch.
Not everyone has that.
I did watch the 12 hours, and Sorcerian was one of your biggest highlights about it.
So
I did like that.
I am a little unsurprised that the video titled "The Sin of Lust" is the highest viewed of all of them.
What?
Met all her enemies naked, you say?
Very interesting. That's going to be an interesting scene in Revenge of the Rune Lords.
Yes. Why does she have censor bars now? Well, you see, we have. She's not doing that anymore. Like, okay.
Here's the thing: Tui is not as horny as 1E.
Tui is way toned down.
So Hercule says Hellbreakers is going to be an adventure path. It's coming out after Revenge of the Rune Lords.
Yep. I just couldn't remember if it was the name of one of the adventures or the AP itself. That sounds about right.
So I'm hoping for Crimson Throne or Hell's Rebels style adventure. I would really like something to recapture Crimson Throne.
Shadows at Sundown was, I think, a decent send off for that. I enjoyed all of the callbacks in Shadows of Sundown for Crimson Throne. I had a lot of fun with that one.
I haven't read that one yet. How prevalent are the Grey Maidens?
They are a central plot point for one aspect of the adventure.
All right, you've convinced me to buy it. They are my favorite faction in the entire lore, so I'm very excited by that.
Yeah, I really like the Grey Maidens. I think they're a lot of fun. I think their lore is very tragic. And there is some factional stuff in Shadows at Sundown that shows what the different factions of the Grey Maidens did after everything was over.
Awesome.
Iron?
Yes.
What? How do you want to conclude?
Well, first, I would like to thank you all for joining me while I listened and learned so many lore things. I am not a lore guy, and there's a lot.
You're going to watch that 2-hour video I'm making about Abalon, right? You're going to learn everything about the Anassites, right?
I mean, will I watch it? Yes. Will I have to watch it multiple? Exactly. See, you know the.
I get you. I got you. Yeah.
The information just slides right off. So I think that concludes us for Claws of the Tyrant. I think we can all say that we liked it. I really hope that Paizo continues these anthologies because this was pretty great.
Set them all over the world. Just anywhere. I don't care. I think there's a lot of potential with it.
Did I
literally anywhere?
Did I not tell you both that you were positive about this and that you did find the good things and stuff? You enjoyed this. See? It can be done. We just need better stuff. We need good stuff like this, Paizo, please. More.
Yep, couldn't agree more. More of these all the time. Cut down to 2 APs a year and 2 of these and 2 adventures.
Well,
that would be
100% agree. 100% agree.
Cutting into our profits, gentlemen. What is this?
No, you make better profits. You make better product. Make more money.
Make more product. Get more money.
I mean, yes, that's how it currently works. But the quality of these adventure paths would significantly increase if they did 3, or they did 2 a year instead of like.
Well, and if you do 2 full APs, that's 6 books. And then you do 2 anthologies and 2 90-page adventures, or whatever the page count is for. Then you're up to, that's 10 books a year. That's not meaningfully less than the 12 that they do, and you could charge more for the hardcovers because there's more content.
Ah.
You break apart your writing staff and let them focus on 1 or 2 projects at a time, as opposed to, okay, we've got 12 writers working on these APs for the year.
Yeah, and none of them have any connection with each other. And the second they're done working on it, they go work on a rule book, and then they don't touch it. And then the editors get their hands on it, and they don't do a great job either. And you're like, okay.
Subsystems, you say?
That is from the lead designer of the project who adds in all the subsystems. So that is not on the writers. We know that.
Well, thank you.
In any case.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you, Phil, for making time for us. I know with everything with the channel and with your child and everything that you don't have a lot of free time. This was very special for us. We really do appreciate you.
Yeah, happy to be here. I will probably continue to skip discussions for Mythspeaker because I do not have the time to read it, but you get me back for Revenge of the Runelords for sure, because I will have many, many things to say.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Noted.
Thank you, Iron, for hosting. I really do appreciate this. If you weren't willing to host this, we wouldn't have had Phil, and we wouldn't have seen a lot of good content. This was great. Thank you for volunteering.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome. I should do this more often.
You
maybe.
should. As I continue to bully things. I bully you to make things.
I mean, I wasn't going to say that, but now that it's out there, no. But yeah, if you listening are a GM and you're looking for something flexible that you can just throw in wherever in your campaign, this is a great place to start. And hopefully Paizo will give us more of that.
Until then, Starfinder. Starfinder, children. Starfinder everything.
Yes,
I am okay with that.
While we wait, yes.
I am such on a space kick right now that I am all in on Starfinder. And we've got, 5 days until all the books? So I'm good.
Oh man, if they do start doing anthologies like this in Starfinder, that's going to be fun.
Oh God.
I think they're going to do it with Zoe, actually. There's a Zoe book coming out that has like an adventure in it or something. It might be that.
They also did stuff in the playtest with Zoe multiple times, so it wouldn't surprise me. Alrighty. Well, thank you all very much. Have a wonderful evening.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Take care.